News now related to the Enforcement Directorate probe into two internal notes of the IDBI bank that could show how it did a U-turn on giving a 900 crore loan to Vijay Mallya. Tanima Viswas joining us. Tanima, the ED looking at whether the loan was given despite the bank knowing about a huge financial loss in the company?
That's right. As we know, that the Enforcement Directorate has started questioning several people, including the then boss of IDBI Bank, the then chief of IDBI Bank, Mr. Yogesh Agarwal, as well as several executives from the IDBI Bank itself. Now, what has come out is very interesting. There were two notes apparently, two internal notes which had been floated within the IDBI at the time between October and November of 2009, when that entire 950 crore loan was sanctioned to Kingfisher Airlines. At that time, one of the notes, the first note, had actually talked about it had given a summary of the net value, the financial status of Kingfisher Airlines at the moment, pointing out that in the year, financial year ending March 2009, the company had in fact clocked losses of over 1,600 crores. But another note, the second note that was prepared by another due diligence department in the IDBI Bank, that basically talked about the future potential of Kingfisher Airlines, focusing on the brand of Kingfisher, the brand value of United Breweries, and also about the corporate guarantee being given by the UB Group. So for these reasons, it was the second note apparently which was picked up by the sanctioning authorities within IDBI, and that was the reasoning given for sanctioning that huge tract of 950 crore loans in 3 tranches to Kingfisher within a period of 2 months. In fact, specifically speaking, common sense wise also, at that point in time, the bank should have been more careful, which is what the Enforcement Directorate is questioning as to why the second note was picked up and not the first internal note which had been floated within IDBI Bank. As we know, that the ED has also been questioning several people, including Yogesh Agarwal, who was the then CMD of IDBI. He has apparently, according to our sources in the ED, been very evasive in answering certain questions, especially related to these internal notes, also related to the meetings he had with the former chairman of Kingfisher, Mr. Vijay Mallya. It was following these meetings that those notes had in fact been floated within IDBI. So Mr. Agarwal, according to the ED, has been very evasive. He's also given out a defense that if in case there was anything wrong in sanctioning that 950 crore loans to Kingfisher, why wasn't an alarm raised by any of his successors as well? He quit in 2010, and within this period of 6 years, why didn't any of his other successors raise an alarm about this particular loan to Kingfisher Airlines? So the Enforcement Directorate is, of course, at a very preliminary stage of their probe. They have just started asking these questions and calling people. They have called for a list of these IDBI bank officers who had prepared these two internal notes. And also, very importantly, what we have heard from our sources is that Vijay Mallya has not yet replied as to whether or not he is going to appear in person on 2nd of April. Remember, this is the second summon which has been issued to him by the Enforcement Directorate. The ED, as per protocol, can issue another summon, a third summon, before moving to the court seeking an NBW against Vijay Mallya. But for the moment, they are still waiting for him to reply. So far, no response from Vijay Mallya or anybody from his legal team as to whether or not he is going to finally turn up, return back to the country and show up for the questioning at the Enforcement Directorate office in Mumbai. Amitabh?